First, I think it's a good idea just to revisit the chants that we do and to all be sort of on the same page with the understanding of them. I will, from time to time over the next month or two, offer a green reading of the Heart Sutra itself from beginning to end, just a verse or two at a time. It'll take a while to get through it. This passage, opening this Dharma, this is traditional in Zen monasteries, in Rinzai Zen monasteries like the one I was trained in. Dharma literally means law, like the teaching of the Buddha, but when it refers to this Dharma, incomparably profound and minutely subtle, is hardly met with in hundreds of thousands of millions of eons. Really what it's talking about is not so much the teaching of the Buddha, but the actual mind of a sentient being. And if you think about that, it makes sense, because what we call the sentient awareness of Homo sapiens sapiens, that's what we are. There are no other species of us other than one. We all belong to the same species. Homo sapiens sapiens, man the wise, the wise. Not man the wise, but the wise, the wise. The species that is wise to its own wisdom. That's the rub. That's the complication. The species that is wise to its own wisdom. Self-reflective, self-confounding, self-defeating. I mean, what species that isn't wise to its own wisdom does what we have done to the planet? Reappropriating the entire thing to our own use and killing half the other species by centuries end, so that unless we do something different, we're soon to follow. The answer is no other species has ever done that. So when it says this Dharma, incomparably profound and minutely subtle, is hardly met with in hundreds of thousands of millions of eons, it means that it takes life a long time to get to the point it got to about 130,000 years ago, which is us. Long time. And what we're being called to do is to appreciate sentience, to understand it, to become enlightened to it. And when we do that, we're not obsessive consumers, and we're not murderous, and we're not greedy, and we don't go out of our way to cause unhappiness to other people or to other species, to other beings. We're less likely to harm the earth. It says now we can now see this, listen to this, accept and hold this. May we completely understand and actualize this Tathagata's true meaning. The word Tathagata is an old Buddhist word that means the thus come one, thus come. It's a difficult thing to translate, but the body of the Tathagata is the body of this world. We don't normally actualize that body because we don't see ourselves as belonging to this world. Homo sapiens sapiens, what we are, is a species that imagines that it's possible to throw a stone out of this world. We imagine that we don't really live here, not going to really retire here. There's some sort of way we can escape. We can become enlightened. We can go to heaven. We can travel to other planets. There's some way we imagine that we're going someplace other than here now, which is where we come from, where we live, and where we're going. If there is any enlightenment or any Tathagata to be had, it's simply here. So this Tathagata that we're being invited to embrace is nothing other than this earth, this world, this space, this moment. That is the green reading of the opening this Dharma. Opening this Dharma. This Dharma, incomparably profound and minutely subtle, is hardly met with even in hundreds of thousands of millions of eons. We